Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rob Johnson.
And I'm Kate Sullivan. Garcia promises to fix what he called the fiscal mess he says he will inherit from Mayor Emanuel. Our Chief Correspondent Jay Levine was there as Garcia. His experts and his advisors laid this plan out. And Jay, what is the plan?
Well, we only got half of it, Kate. What do you call it? A tease? The rest of it is going to have to wait until after the election, if you can believe that. He talked about performance audits of all city departments, cost-saving collaboration, and most of all, more efficient delivery of services.
Our goal is to begin to fix this mess without gutting city services.
Saving hundreds of millions of dollars by simply becoming more efficient. But he and his advisors also proposed eliminating fees, fines, and penalties that added up to hundreds of millions in revenues.
This is a very, very bad way, very inefficient way to collect revenue because you end up often tying up the court system, you tie up a police officer's time. This is not a really good way to raise revenues.
Where's the beef in this? There's no money here outside of let's be more efficient.
There is lots to be saved through greater efficiencies.
Garcia refused to offer anything to replace revenue he's eliminating or to pay for new spending, like the hiring of new police officers.
It is too early to tell a resident of the city of Chicago that we're going to give them bad medicine without stepping back and taking a comprehensive look and approach to how city finances will be managed.
Earlier this week, the mayor's allies called property tax hikes inevitable. And while the mayor campaigned in Uptown this morning, clearly energized by a new poll which showed him surging ahead of Garcia, his campaign put out a statement indicating that without pension reform help from Springfield, property tax bills will explode next year. Garcia refused to even talk about property taxes.
I cannot, at this point, look at taxpayers in the eye and ask them to shoulder another burden before we have exhausted all other options and before we have looked at all possibilities and made sure that the very wealthy and that big corporations are paying their fair share of taxes.
Declining to deal with revenue or paying for his promises until after the election, the mayor's people counted, amounted to handing in his homework after graduation. Rob and Kate.
So if you're a candidate and you don't offer any specifics and then you say, trust me, till after the election, what is a voter to think?
Well, a voter listens to him and he says, look, trust me, on the 8th of April, I'll form a commission, a panel, we'll look at all this and we'll come up with solutions. The question is, do you trust him?
Do you think this will affect his momentum? He had momentum this week. And do you think this plan, which is clearly low on details, might affect it?
You know something? It's all out there. Everybody was waiting for this big, major statement on the budget, on fiscal responsibility. It's all there. I think voters are going to have to make their own decision. And remember, there's still weeks and weeks to go till the election.
Sure. All right. Thank you, Jay.